We just got out of the movie theater. We're sitting in my car, and we're going to talk about 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Well, hello again, guys. I'm Kojak, and this is Tech. And like you said, we're watching 10 Cloverfield Lane. We just got out of it, and we couldn't really think of a way to talk about this long enough without giving spoilers. So when we start talking about spoilers, we will let you know.
There will be a warning.
Yes.
So the first half of this, spoiler-free.
Half-ish.
Yeah, spoiler-free, so don't worry. And again, most of the time when we do one of these reviews, on the Tuesday following, there's going to be a critique the critics about the movie and what the critics thought, and us obviously making fun of them like crazy, like we always do. And eventually, bam, whoop, bam, there we go. Right there is going to be where you'll be able to click to see it. Yeah. But obviously it can't be there yet because we didn't make it yet. So on to the movie. What are your thoughts?
It was good. So we've seen the trailer. Most people who are watching this have seen the trailer.
And if you haven't, check it out.
You should. The trailer...
The trailer is basically... What the heck is this movie going to be about? And yeah.
And that was exactly it.
Yeah, and then going in... The movie... Okay, so first of all, really small cast.
Yeah.
Incredibly well acted. Incredibly well filmed. And it's very slow paced, but in a good way. It's not a bad kind of slow pace because it's like this movie is billed like crazy, and it gives you that uncomfortable feeling through the whole thing. Very
it really put you there.
Yeah, it's
would be a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's claustrophobic. I mean, you can see from the trailer they're in some sort of a bunker, and there's a lot of worry and fear and what's going on involved, and you feel like you're in the bunker with them. You feel like just as worried, just as tight-spaced, like uncomfortable situations, and you get that feeling through the whole thing.
Don't watch this in a studio apartment.
No.
But we looked up, critics gave it a 92,
92,
which is great. They got it.
They got it, and actually
which is rare for an Abrams thing. Like, you know, it's like when Bad Robot's involved, people automatically want to just be like, oh, it's just gonna be this normal, this like throw a bunch of money at it, and it's just gonna be fodder for critics to just rip on just because they don't want to like it. Yeah, but.
I don't know much. I don't know much about the director. I mean, J.J. Abrams, of course, we know, and he produced it, and we've all kind of learned that when J.J. Abrams is involved, usually it's going to be at least decent, if not good or great.
We generally like Abrams.
Yeah, I'll see anything he's involved in, just in the hope that it's going to be good, because he usually does do good stuff.
Yeah.
In the case of this is directed really well. The pace of it was exactly the pace it needed to be to get you super involved in the characters and what was going on.
And just mess with you constantly. You're second guessing yourself every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. And Goodman was fantastic.
Amazing performance by John
John Goodman. A long time. What's the last thing I've seen him in? I'm trying to remember the last thing he's been in.
He's always good. He's
always good, but you always forget that he's good. Or at least I always forget that he's good.
He's amazing at just doing different characters. He dives right into a character. And, I mean, he can even have small roles, like in The Big Lebowski or something like that. Like, he can have a small role and just not steal the show, but, like, you remember him as much as you remember the lead, you know? And in this...
Yeah, I loved him in Roseanne.
In this, there's... He was awesome in Roseanne. Yeah. But in this, he's not necessarily the lead. They're all the leads because it's like we said, it's a very small cast. Pretty much like we said, in order to continue talking about this, first of all, before we move on to the spoilers, in my opinion, and I assume yours, if you liked the trailer, you like J.J. Abrams, and you are in any way intrigued by this and want something that's kind of tense and weird, you should probably see this movie.
You really should.
Yeah.
It's worth paying your $47.
Yeah, totally thought it was worth
or
it.
however much movie tickets are nowadays. So expensive.
On to the spoilers.
On to the spoilers.
If you don't want spoilers, turn this off, go
Yeah.
see the movie, and then watch the second half of this.
Yes.
All right, but for now, we're moving on to spoilers.
Spoilers.
When we walked into the theater, we were both like, wouldn't it be funny if the first 15 minutes of the movie was just all the stuff that we saw in the trailer, like them in the bunker, and then the rest is outside of the bunker.
Yeah, and thinking, it was like, we were thinking that this was Cloverfield 2.
Right.
And it
was
not.
Definitely not.
In fact, we were wrong.
We were
last
not,
15 minutes.
We were opposite. We weren't even wrong. We had it completely switched. The last 15 minutes is what takes place outside.
Yeah.
And the entire movie is the craziness in the bunker. And
it's awesome.
And the build of, John Goodman played an amazing, just
so good. That
freaked out psychopath.
They called him a black belt in conspiracy theories, and he plays that character to the T.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The girl was fantastic. Like she had this great progression of like fear to strength.
But yeah, the whole movie was basically revolved around her. When she got nervous or when things happened, she would run. And in fact, that was what had happened, is that she got into a fight with her boyfriend or fiance, and got scared and ran. And that's basically what she does. And then the whole movie turns around into, at the end, she no longer runs from danger. And
confronts it.
Confronts it. That's literally the last scene, is that she is a changed person after basically being stuck in this bunker and fighting for her life eventually.
And there's a third character who's in the bunker as well. He was great.
He was good.
And he was just basically a guy who never left his country town pretty much. And he truly believed that, he truly believes that there is something bad out there, and that John Goodman his character isn't just crazy. And
you go back and forth, is like, so they're in the bunker because it's the end of the world. There was a war, there was an invasion, there was something, it was either the Russians or it was aliens, and John Goodman's character makes you wonder if he's making it all up. And then about half,
you never wonder if he's nuts.
No.
He's clearly nuts.
Yeah.
You never wonder about that. You just wonder if he's nuts, but also right.
Right.
Like if he's also correct that there's something out there that they should be thoroughly scared of.
Yeah, it was like, I was thinking maybe in the first half of the movie, I just forgot the name of that Spielberg movie where the writers, the woman finds the writer and breaks his legs and stuff to keep him there.
Oh, you mean Stephen King.
Stephen King, not Spielberg.
Misery.
Misery, yeah. Sorry. I was like, maybe it's like that, where you keep him in the bunker, and that's what he's trying to do, is he's hiding in there, and then eventually you find out that no, there is an end of the world that had happened. But what?
Yeah. And and so you have this like torment between the two things, because one, it's like, do you stay with this psychopath, and two, do you go outside where you could possibly die. And it could be an even worse situation, and it's like these,
and in the trailer you see her going up and running to go out the door, and that's when you meet the person trying to get in, who is messed up. Like, something happened, and that confirmed that something happened, and it took forever because it's like you never knew if it was real, if the guy was making it up, and then you see that and it's like, well, something happened.
Yeah. All the reveals of this movie were really well done.
Yeah.
They were definitely nicely done. I mean,
we're actually doing a very good job at making this spoiler-ish.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to give away the big thing.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. We're not going to give you the huge things
Yeah.
that happen in the movie, but yeah, the reveals are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I mean, if you don't like a tense movie, don't see this.
You will
You'll
be
hate.
Uncomfortable.
You'll hate this. It's very
Yeah.
it's very tense and it's uncomfortable, but you have to like that.
We do a good job at handling movies, and this I could tell that it was making you uncomfortable and tense to sit there, and I was very.
But I
like
I
liked it. It was
I
great.
like that. I'm glad it did that. I was hoping it would.
It made you more tense than any movie I can think of that I've sat through. It's rare for it to get to us.
It's rare we see a tense movie like that. Yeah. But yeah, so if you don't like that, then definitely don't see it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, I think most people would really enjoy this.
Yeah.
I think that's the main. I think that's the main deterrent. Like, would be that weird tension and that, like, you know.
If you just can't handle well done uncomfortable, but if you can't handle uncomfortableness, like that weird, awkward, embarrassing sex scene in a movie that like that, if you can't sit through one of those, it's basically that feeling for the whole movie.
Yeah. Pretty much, if you're in any way anxious, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is. Yeah. This is an anxious movie for sure.
Completely.
That being said, we would very much love to know if any of you have seen this movie and what you thought.
Most of you have probably heard of it. This is one of the ones that you've probably heard of.
If you're planning on seeing it, if you know, just what you think so far concerning the trailer or anything, like just give us an idea of what you thought of this movie, because it wasn't what we expected entirely, but it's pretty much what I wanted, which is good. So that being said, like we said as well, we're gonna have a Critique the Critics coming out for this on Tuesday.
Yep.
Also, we have a bunch more movie reviews for movies you may have seen or may have not seen, and you can just click right up there to see them, as well as a ton of Critique the Critics. I mean, we're about to do number 74.
Is it really 74?
74.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah. So
we've only missed 2 weeks out of the entire time we started doing that.
Exactly. So if you've never seen a Critique the Critics, check it out. Yeah. And then there's a ton more for you to watch, so you can check those out as well. Otherwise, you know, like, comment, share with your friends, and we really appreciate that. And hit the subscribe button, and we can keep hanging out together, and you can stay up to date with us.
In this car, well, we can fit 3 of you in this car.
Yeah, at least 3.
3, maybe 4.
We promise not to put any of you in the trunk.
Yeah.
What are we, Eminem?
So until we see you guys next time,
geek out and game on.